Welcome to Graya Overload. I'm Anthony. Another year, another reorg for Microsoft. This year's reorg for Microsoft involves trying to reposition the company into going for the cloud and the intelligent edge. And basically, I think of that as like the IoT side for the intelligent edge, but Microsoft calls it intelligent edge. And they're kind of making sure, hopefully setting up their company to be in the right position for that and to actually grab a hold and profit from it. That jury's still out as well. But one thing to touch on in this is that it seems like Windows overall is going to be changing structures and how it reports, right? Terry Myerson is no longer going to be the head of the Windows group, and that's being now basically the Windows platform is going to be reporting into Azure and to the cloud infrastructure there. And if I've read Satya Nadella's thing right, and a lot of things are changing. Joe Belfiore, he's going to be leading the Windows experience. I think he does a great job. Panos Panay is going to be, I think, the head of devices now. And so there's a lot of moving structures. You know, Scott Guthrie is expanding his existing responsibility for cloud and AI platform. And I think these are all good. I think there's a lot of movement there. My only concern is how they're doing it. It's kind of interesting, the aspects of them moving every single year. It seems like another reorg, and just to try to adjust things through. I don't know if that's ever enough time to get into a cadence that you can kind of start, moving at with confidence and the speed that this is the right direction there. And that's my one concern about this constant reorg side of it. Overall, for Windows side, and people are concerned about Windows, I think Windows is going to continue to chug along. There really isn't much that needs to be done to Windows, right? It pretty much will sell for consumers and enterprise, and the features across the board, for the most part, should be able to go hand in hand with both sides, right? Yes, you have gaming, and so you got to make your gaming performance in there, but things that translate to gaming performance as well can benefit enterprise and some of their applications where they need performant applications as well. So that kind of translates, and just evolving Windows so it's more useful, being able to be updated better. That's all there. Now, it's not going to be a direct report like it has been in the past with Terry Myerson into the senior leadership, but does it need to be? I don't know. I don't have strong feelings about it. I feel like this is, just the evolution of Windows as it can be. And yes, it was just going to evolve in this, level and continue to grow or grow it in itself the way it is. They can refine Windows, make it better, and everything else through that. Hopefully they go to once a year releases. That would be a huge benefit. This twice a year release stuff is kind of annoying for the most part, because it's so hard to get everything up to date right before the next releases, and the whole enterprise side of it makes it taxing. And if they're trying to focus on the enterprise customers as well, the once a year makes more sense, right? People are normal to like the Android updates, if you even get those, or iOS once a year. They have to do approvals for that as well, and it just kind of makes sense to me. I think Windows is going to be evolving for both consumers and enterprise. Maybe they put a little bit more focus on enterprise, but they need to do something. And they're not just going to leave it go by the wayside. It's entrenched. It's a very good product. It's used widely across the world, so there's going to be effort put into it at some focus level. Now, other devices like mobile and stuff, that's the jury's still out on there. I personally think Microsoft needs a play in mobile with everything out there. They also need to be a play in other OS platforms. So they need to be a player in everything out there. I would even say that they might want to even focus on some Linux side. And now they're bringing Linux into Windows, but I'm thinking on more of the server side, etc. as well. And I think Microsoft would be very good at that and bringing some of their platform stuff around all the other platforms and making sure that it's a great experience. That's the one thing that they have to work on too, is having a great experience there. And so I think there's a lot of work to be done. I hope that they take some of the resources that they have, and maybe they've put on apps that I don't see as, really front and viable ones. Let's say like the Money app in Windows that comes with, weather too. There's a lot of other weather apps out there. I don't know how much stuff you need to be putting in there, effort into there, but to me, those are maybe some teams that could be able to work on apps or progressive web apps or whatever for Microsoft products that work great on all platforms, and that would be great to see. So we'll see how that is going forward. I'm just to me, I'm actually kind of excited to see if they stick this out, maybe stick with this kind of structure for 2 years. This way it's moving. Business can sometimes move fast, but if, hopefully like it gets into a cadence where people and everyone can be confident about the direction they're going and seeing if they can get this to grow with the intelligent edge, Azure and the cloud side, and having, gaming too is going to be a big thing on the, consumer side for Windows, and, there's the Xbox there. So I'm really interested to see how all that goes. I'm going to be following this closely. To me, the whole restructuring thing, I'm not, okay, fine, you've done it. We'll see what really happens. I don't think anything drastic is going to be there. But my thing is that I'm more worried about if they keep switching up the structures and always changing what it is, how is that going to be effective going forward for Microsoft? And that's the more concerning thing I kind of see. And my little hesitation of, okay, they're switching the structure again, another reorg. But it seems to be like a yearly thing where, yes, we're going to reorg, and sometimes that's not the best direction to take. And we'll just see how it all pans out, because I'm not sitting inside of a meeting at Microsoft with somebody that's going to tell me exactly what they're trying to do, but this is just me looking at it, and it's going to be interesting here going forward to see how they create experiences that are going to be what people want to use and are willing to use. Because if Microsoft can't get developers like myself, get users, get enterprises onto their products, it's not going to be the reorg that Microsoft hoped for, and that's the key. So I'm waiting for build. I'm really interested in build because as a developer, Raspberry Pis are great. They're really nice, but Windows IoT is very hard for me to get basically wanting to use. And so it's going to be very interesting to me on how Microsoft is going to get developers developing and for their products and what they want to accomplish and what their vision is. So I'm very interested to see where this goes, and we shall see here soon as a build is coming up very soon for developers. I think that's going to affect consumers because developers will then create the apps for consumers to use and enterprises to use. So it's going to be very fun to see, and enterprises are going to have both developing side and the consuming side, so they're also important. So with that, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to support Graya Overload and helping this channel grow. I really appreciate it. And until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching Graya Overload. If you like this content, be sure to subscribe.